Hey everybody and welcome. Give us just a second to get...
Welcome to Back to School Quarantine in the studio.
Yes. Welcome back to school quarantine in the videos. In the videos? Back to school in the video? Okay.
Is anybody moving around?
Nope. Not moving around. Wonder what that sound is.
Sound is.
Oh, it's a weird sound.
What is it? It's the unicorn of the day.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is the unicorn of the day.
Wait, nobody's watching.
Oh, I'll bet they are. You just can't see that they're on yet. See? Yeah, there's like several people.
Where?
So, look.
Oh,
right there.
Did you guys see that?
I'm sure they did. All right. So, welcome back. Today is day 4. We only have one more day left.
This is the unicorn of the
Kate's
day.
being pouty and upset today.
We went to Build-A-Bear and
I was talking.
And I got her this. It has a little necklace thing and it's attached to the dress, and her dress is rainbow and it's sparkly and it's so cute.
Yes. So Kate's pouty today. She was trying to win.
Get a doll lot and then she...
I was talking. If you're going to be rude and interrupt you can leave.
Yeah, I'll go get
Anyway, she was trying to get a doll lot on eBay. Put in her bid, everything in time, and for whatever reason the app didn't work. So now she's sad. Huh, Kate? But it's okay, right? We'll figure it out. There's got to be others, correct? That one camera looks like really close at your head and your scalp. Anyway, so we have no clue what we're doing today. So literally, again, in true Muir fashion, 5 seconds before we hit start, I came up with something, and the girls don't know what it is yet. So,
I do.
Rita, you are just on time. We're just getting started.
I know what it is.
No, you don't, because it's different than what I was talking to you about. Hey, put your apron back on.
Ta-da!
Well, you can. You want to make a Mickey and a Minnie? So it's entirely possible. Put your apron on. So what I'm going to do is so when I teach my classes, especially when I teach in person, I provide everything. I provide all the tools, I provide all the materials, and that way I know that everybody has everything we need, and we don't have to troubleshoot in the middle of a class being like, well, I don't have that tool, or I have this material and it's a little different than that material. Would this still work, or whatever else? So I was going through my materials just to see what I have, trying to figure out an idea to have the girls make something. So what I have, girls, I have 3 of these kits left. Okay, this was for my Orbit bracelet class. And I have in here, there's jump rings, there's tube settings, there's 4 and 6 millimeter crystals. So what you have to do is you have to pick one of the kits and you guys have to make something. And I'm gonna let you guys decide what you want to do.
I'm gonna do white.
You wanna do white?
If I make something with Minnie,
you wanna do the ruby one or the amethyst one? Nah, you can't. You gotta not be pouty right now. Come on.
Well,
please,
she
come on.
can choose first. Okay.
All right, so she's gonna do the ruby one. So what I've done is I've cleared off 2 of our boards. So my boards get pretty nasty looking because of all the flux and everything that we get on there, right? The heat, the flux. So Kiara, hang on, we will in just a minute, but not yet. How did I clean this off?
You went out there to the stairs and it was like you were sanding it.
Yep, I just run it in a figure 8 on the concrete, and it takes off all that old nasty stuff. But you see, I didn't get
coming off.
Yeah, I didn't get all of it off. Is that enough? Do you think?
It's good.
Yeah, it's definitely enough. So you don't have to get all of it off completely.
I'll do this
one. Okay, there we go. See, that's a good example of what it looks like before I go in. And a lot of times it'll be completely covered with the flux. Now that's flux on there. And you remember when we heat up our piece and sometimes it gets stuck? It's because of this flux, right? Because the flux hardens and it's kind of glassy. And so you just take that out, run it in a figure 8 on the concrete, and it clears it off.
And make sure you never quench material, like metal that's red.
That's right. We don't quench red hot, do we? Why not? Do you know?
Because then it'll be easier to like break when you go to hammer it.
Yeah, because you can create what's called thermal shock. If you take
Like those
something.
ice cubes.
Yes,
If you
exactly
dip
like
them
the
in
ice
like
cubes.
normal water,
Yeah.
it just like starts going crack, crack, crack.
Yes.
And somehow they still stay together.
Yeah. Wow. Why don't you on that tray right there get the fine tip tweezers? There should be both pair. Yes, there's another pair there somewhere. See if you can find it. No. No, just like the one pair. No, like the one pair you have in your hands.
This?
Yes. Okay.
This one's mine.
So,
The one with the
Kate,
smooth end.
if you're going to be like this, then I think that you should step out of the video then, because nobody wants to sit and watch you pout. I know your heart is broken, and it'll be okay. We'll find a different one, okay?
Well,
So you're going to leave? You're not going to do our fun challenge? That's sad.
Mommy.
I think it would be a fun challenge for you.
Actually, Mommy.
For a minute? Okay.
I'll
You
do purple because
pull yourself together and
this
then we'll
one
do
has
it.
one crystal, one
So-
white crystal in it.
Aw, Bobby, that's sad. Bobby said she'll be pouty with you. She ordered a super duper die cutter and it was stolen from her mailbox. A pox of 1,000 scabies for 1,000 years upon the person who took it. People are rotten. No, I'm sorry, Bobby. That stinks. I don't know why people. I mean, and it
I'll do
seems
this
so
one.
prevalent
This
anymore.
one has one crystal,
kind of rotten.
one white crystal that I could use.
What?
Sounds right because she actually got it, and then the
I know. And then they stole it. Yeah, because then, yeah, that's rotten. Well, we'll all be pouty for both of you guys then. That stinks, darn it. Well, let's try to make it a happier day today, right?
Well,
And
I
let's
don't
come up
know
with
which one because if I make like a little bow or we have like a little copper piece,
Well, hang
I can
on.
put all the crystals.
Well, so, okay. So what this is, what is, now I can't talk. So what are in these kits? We've got different jump ring sizes. And we've got, like I said, tube settings and some crystals. The tube settings we have in 4 and
actually-
6 millimeter.
I will do this one because then I could put the purple ones as little dots and then this one could be in the middle.
Oh yeah? Okay, so what you have to do is you guys have to take whatever's in this and you just need to make something out of it. So it sounds to me like you're wanting to make Minnie Mouse, right? So let's see if we
Maybe.
can make Minnie Mouse or just make something else. Make something fun. It doesn't have to be,
I'll make something else.
what's that?
I'll make something else.
Okay.
And then I know what to make.
Ooh, you know what you're gonna make?
But it might take a while.
Okay. Well, we have today and tomorrow. So, all right. What are you
So it's
thinking,
almost
Kate?
like a
Do you have any
timer.
ideas of what you want to make? So then what I want you to do is open it up, put it out on your little board, and I want you to start playing with some ideas. Okay, how about we put your boards right here so people can see what you're doing? Yes? Yes. Come on. Come on, this will make you feel better. Well, I don't know, it'll make you feel better. It might help you feel better. And Bobby, that is so true. If that's the only problem that you have, then life is still pretty good. But still, may the person who stole it have a pox of scabies
What's
for
a
1,000 years.
What's a
curse.
pox of scabies?
Scabies, and scabies are little bugs that bite you. It's not comfortable, I'm sure. But that's why we curse them with a pox of scabies for 1,000 years. Okay, so Kiara is just shoving me out of the way. So, all right, Kate, come pour yours out on the board and let's see what you make. Okay?
Do we just start making stuff?
Yeah, so what you can do is you can start to lay things out. So yeah, so what I would do maybe is start by putting all of your tube settings in one place. And that way then you can kind of see what you have, put all your crystals in one place. That's kind of an interesting Mickey. What's the matter with it? Any ideas?
Wait.
What was different? Oh, now look at it. Right, so you've got multiple sizes of jump rings in there. So they're not all just one size, right?
Yeah, well, the ears need to be the same size, but the face needs to be bigger.
I think that's a pretty
Like how
good.
our ears are smaller, but our face is bigger.
That's right. Yeah, could you imagine if we had gigantic ears? That would be kind of silly, wouldn't
Can I
it?
do it like this, or with this as the face?
I like your big one better as the face.
Okay.
And then I would probably spread the ears out just a little bit. And see, that looks like Mickey Mouse, don't you think? Now, if you don't want to use a crystal this big, I also have lots of little ones that we can use. But all the little ones are clear, right? So where would you even put the big one? What if you use the big ones? Because I've got more.
Like, because
I've got more of them.
The face, like, there's part of it, like, their front, like, their ears are black,
But what? Oh, you know what? I have black crystals.
but their front is, like, almost, I thought we could only use these.
Well, I'll swap out crystals if you want me
But
to.
the front of the face was almost, like, tan. It's like skin. It's
Well, there's no
skin.
way that we can do that.
Yeah.
But we could make the ears black if you are interested, because I can swap out the crystals for
I'm
you.
thinking make it purple, but then we could make the
Welcome, Kathy and Arlena. And Kasim, your boy went to school yesterday. See, my girls start on Wednesday next week. So we have just a few more days,
Well,
a few
I
more
need
days
that
left.
crystal thingy that you can go like. so
Yes,
you can
yeah, we'll get the tube settings. That's not a problem. Let's come up with your design first. Where would you put the black crystals?
Well, I was thinking of making like a unicorn.
How are you going to make a unicorn with jump rings and
Maybe
crystals?
just make a head.
A head?
Too long.
Do you think that would work?
Could go.
Okay, now keep in mind, Kiari, I like your idea, but if you have two tube settings right next to each other, you'll never get your tool in there to be able to set your stone. Right? And when you go to solder them, that solder will go all the way from the bottom to the top, which means that they're solid together. And again, you would never be able to set your stone. So that's something you have to consider when you're doing some of these. I like your idea of Mickey Mouse.
Make a unicorn horn.
You would have to use different wire, but you can't use different wire because you have to use what's here.
Ooh,
But look what happens if you use
ooh,
your
yeah,
two big
that's
tube
even
settings.
Better.
What do you think about that?
Or you could just go like big setting.
Now, again, okay, I like that idea.
But that's too hard to do
Why?
because then it would be hard.
Yeah, you can't set it again, right? So if you use two or three tube settings all together, then yeah, you would run into the problem there again of, let's see, sorry. You run into the problem with that solder going all the way back up again, right?
I don't get what the problem is with that.
Okay, well, think about it. If you have your tube setting, let me grab one of these setting punches and I'll show you what's wrong with that. Okay.
Ooh, this would be good.
Okay. So let's say that we have,
I got an idea.
you have an idea? Okay,
I got a different idea.
a different one.
If I'm able to do.
All right, let's see what you do. I think you might have a hard time picking up those crystals with the tweezers, Sweet Pea.
Well, I'm not gonna do it right now. I know, but
Okay, what's your idea? Oh, Kate, I like that. So a flower. How would it hang? How would you hang your flower? Right up there at the top. I would probably put a small jump ring. So for this, I was just about to say, for this, I would allow you to have another small jump ring. Okay, so I would get you another jump ring for that part. And then, you know what you would be able to do? You'd be able to enter that into our contest on the Jeweler's Corner in the group that I'm in, that I started.
or should be lots. Yeah.
Well, because this week's theme is flowers, and you could enter it into that. What do you think? Do you like that idea?
Sure.
Okay, so if we're gonna do a flower, which that looks fantastic, Make sure everything touches, right? But what else do you need to do? So what would be your next step? If let's say that this is absolutely your design, okay? And hang on, let's show these guys what your design looks like. Here, switch over to that bottom camera, please. Okay, so here's your flower design. That looks great. Now, and if you need to, so you've got 3 crystals here. If you want another white crystal, I can give you a white crystal. What would be your next step?
Solder.
Something before you solder this. Look at your rings. And you see anything wrong with your rings?
They're open.
They're open. Exactly, they're open. So we need to close all of those rings, right? Yeah, you keep covering up the camera, Dingling. Okay, so how do you close those rings?
The welder.
Okay, there could be the welder, but we're not going to use the welder because nobody at home, very few of these people at home have a welder.
I know how they could do it. They're creative people.
Honey, you keep covering up the camera, Dingling. They are creative people, so how are they going to do this if they don't have a welder?
You can solder it.
And so are you. Oh, imagine that.
I can weld it?
No welder for Kate today. Today, Kate gets to solder. So first thing you have to do is you've got to close those rings. How do you close the rings?
I have an idea, but I can't do it because I'll need multiple of these.
Go get your go get pliers. I can't reach them right now either. You're right. And what is wrong when they're all together like that?
I don't get the problem.
Okay, let me show you the problem.
I
Here.
don't get the problem with that.
Okay, come here, let me show you. So let me move Kate's stuff. Come here. Let's move this over here so that people can see what we're looking at here. Okay, so she is saying, why can't we take...
I have another idea.
Hang on just a second. Let me finish this part
But
right
it's
here.
the same thing.
Okay, so why can't we take 2 tube settings and sit them right next to each other and solder those closed? Why can't we do that? Well, so this is a 4mm tube. So if I pull in my 4mm punch, look, I wouldn't be able to because this tube is in the way, right? Wait, because my hand was covering that up, so we got to show everybody. So if we come in here like this, we would not be able to get our tube setting. Yeah, but that's okay. They can at least see it now. Last time my hand covered it up. So if we do that, then we can't get in here because this setting would be in the way. And not only that, but it would be, the solder would go all the way up to the top, so it would be solid. So there was no way that you would be able to bend that over anyway.
Not even be solid is good, right?
No, because then you can't get in there. There's your tweezers. Because if it's solid, then you cannot get your tools in there. So this is part of what you have to think about when you are designing your piece. And so it's something that you kind of have to lay out ahead of time in your head, or as you're working through it, you still have to have those kind of considerations, right? Because it's like, well, is this going to work or is it not going to work?
I just got an idea.
Okay, let's see what your idea is. Let's see what you're doing. All right, Kate, you closing yours. So Kate is off screen. She is now closing up her jump rings. Which 2 pairs of pliers did you choose to use? Do you remember their names?
Flat nose and then...
Yes, so say it a little louder. Flat nose, chain nose.
They're too wide.
Yep, a chain nose. What's too wide?
They're too big.
Why? What were you going to do?
A bow.
Oh, a bow. Yeah, they are kind of big for a bow, aren't they? Darn it. So we'll have to come back to that idea too.
Ideas I can't do because there's a problem.
Okay, but let's figure out those problems. There's always a different thing we can do.
They're too big or they have to be together.
Well, what if... oh, Berna, thank you. I'm definitely not as patient as you think I am. But I will tell you, doing these videos with the girls has definitely given me a lot more patience, for sure. All right, so Kiara, you know what? Let's see here. Let's try this. What if you did your Minnie Mouse, okay? What if we did this? What if we took this here And then we do.
Yeah, but they know my idea. They don't know Kate's.
I know, but look.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know Kate's. We already showed. Oh, that one doesn't work. But you could do it with the small one. Look. You could put a little one inside of that jump ring.
I got an idea.
You have another idea? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Leave it here so you're on camera. Okay. So tell me what your idea is.
I can't tell you. It's a surprise.
Oh. Well, I can't help you with it if I don't know. All right. So Kate is getting hers now. That's going to be really cute, Kate. I think I like that a
I
lot.
don't know how this is gonna work though.
Let me find you another little jump ring that we can use for. Do you want a copper or do you want a silver jump ring?
Either one.
Because I think, well, we might as well just do it silver since the rest of it is silver. Yeah?
Okay.
I mean, because obviously it could go either way. Let's see. So we've got a whole bunch of jump rings in here. So Kiari, did you figure out what you're going to do?
Yeah.
Is it working?
I'm out of the type of things that I need.
You're out of the type of thingies. What are the thingies you need? You need more tube settings? What size of tube settings do you need?
Well, actually, maybe I don't.
Kate, honey, we might have to make a silver jump ring. But that would be pretty easy to do. Because all of mine that I'm finding all my copper ones. I don't know what happened to all my little silver ones. It's not like I don't have a million jump rings here either. So what are you doing, Kiari? Tell us what you're doing. You can't see it yet?
I can't tell you yet.
Why not?
Because it's a surprise.
What if I don't like surprises? All right, Kate, I cannot find the silver jump rings. So we will make one. And it looks like I need to find my wire too, because it's not where it belongs either. All right. Okay, what you guys up to now? So I got some wire, so we'll just make that. Kate, you are totally working off the screen, dude.
Okay.
Well, nobody can see what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm looking on the screen.
Well, nobody's seeing your face. All right, what do you, oh, it's that one.
Wait.
Is it like a teardrop or what is it?
Wait.
Make them like a little puzzle.
Kind of.
I think that one's gonna be fun, Kate. If you want, well, do you want the red in the middle of that?
Nope.
Have yellow?
I do have a yellow. I think I have a yellow. I have a lime green that can kind of be yellow. Let me see what we've got.
I just wrote red down.
Let me show you what I have. Because it's actually more yellow than it is lime green.
Okay. I just needed one more tube setting so I could put it there, but
One more tube setting. So what is
it's supposed to be
it?
like a heart.
Oh, a heart?
For a second so I can look at it directly.
Okay. So you want to make yours kind of a heart?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a heart, but
You just need the big ones to be touching.
Mm-hmm.
And then the little ones will just touch the big ones. I think that's a good idea.
Well, make sure your tube setting touches something also.
I know the tube
Okay.
settings. That's what I'm saying. The tube settings are touching.
The big ones.
So, yeah, the tube setting is touching the big one.
Okay.
And then the small ones are just touching the big ones.
All right. So let's move over to this close in the bottom camera there. Okay. So,
Because I can't
There we
get all
go.
of them to touch the
right.
tube setting.
No. And I think that that's great. I think that if you touch the big ones here and then your little ones just kind of come in from the outside, I think that works wonderfully.
done.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
It doesn't really look like a heart though. What if we were to add...
I got another idea.
You've got another idea? Go ahead and switch us to the middle camera. Okay, what's your other idea? If you need a couple of extra jump rings or other tube settings, we have another kit here. Okay.
You're not gonna do one?
Nope, I'm gonna watch you guys. I'm gonna help you. I wanna see what you guys do. So this is different than what we've done before. Never before have I just given you some materials and said, go make something, right? So this one kind of stretches you just a little bit. And this is an exercise that I like to do in my workshops because people don't always think of ideas on the fly. I have a really hard time coming up with ideas when somebody just says, hey, here's some materials, go make something.
See, what I do at that point is I just mess around with it until I come up with something.
Well, and I do too. But sometimes you don't always have the time to do that, right?
That's why you just...
Oh, Kiari, I like that one.
I can have another tube setting.
Why? What would you want to do with it?
It would be like this.
Then it looks like Minnie Mouse has something growing out of her head.
Mini unicorn.
Mini corn?
A mini corn.
Yes. Well, maybe.
So Louise says, I love these Make Them Think projects. We did a 6-inch piece of wire and 3 tube settings and had two, or that had to have 2 cuts. Amazing what comes out.
Yeah.
Louise, it is, what's that?
Can I have a pink instead of like...
Instead of a,
Yeah, because I'm thinking pink might go with her.
we can do a
Because
pink.
She used to love red, but then she changed to pink.
Did she?
And I love pink. So
Okay. Yeah, we could
I'm
do,
gonna switch it out for
we can do pink. Yeah, so you want to do a pink in the,
what is it? One of those?
it's a 4mm.
1 millimeter.
Yeah, so it's a 4mm one. But Louise, it's a lot of fun. I remember when I took my first
Thank you.
jewelry class at a school,
put
like it
them-
was at the University of Akron, and it was,
I'm gonna put it in the big one so I don't lose it.
okay. So it was a class that I took that was basically, it was their advanced metals class. And I had already done like some basic classes of, you know, this is a torch, this is your silver, this is how to use the torch without blowing up or melting your silver, that kind of thing. And they were very, very simple projects, like let's make a chain, let's do a bezel setting, very, very simple things. And so when we got to Akron, yeah, see, I think that those would work really well in there, don't you think?
In the centerpiece?
Yeah, I think that would work well.
This one is with the pink and 2 purples.
You're silly.
These crystals back.
What's that?
You want to put some of these crystals?
Yeah, we'll put those back. But anyway, so what's that?
I need one more white.
One more white. What size?
Whatever size this is.
Oh, a 4mm. Here, why don't you take? I was gonna say Kiari had one, but there's some in here.
Two.
Okay.
She can
Here,
have those.
why don't you take one? But anyway, so I had 2 different teachers there. I had Sophia and I had another one, and her name just left my head. And I don't know why it just left. I was about to, Sherry. There we go. Sophia and Sherry.
You were about to Sherry.
Yeah, I was about to Sherry. So anyway.
To solder with these.
I remember, you know, and it was just their advanced metals class. I already knew a little bit, and I wasn't really there for a college credit or degree or anything because I already had my degree. I just needed access to tools and some new ideas. And in Akron, nobody taught any of the metalsmithing classes until I really got it going.
What happened to the one that had like little grooves?
I don't know.
I thought there was one with.
I don't know, but we don't want grooves in our pliers like that.
Those look too dirty.
Yeah, because I think that those actually go with this.
This one? They're orange.
Not when you get them in there. Like, take one of those out and put them on the board and see what happens.
I know, but these look orange.
I know they do.
Even these
These
look.
I know that. And I'm pretty sure that's they're the ones that match. So anyway, one of our assignments that we had to do, let me grab it here, was she gave us a soup can.
Soup can.
She gave us a soup can, an empty soup can. It had been washed out, but that was it. And so
Yeah, this one goes in here.
the job that we had to do with the soup can was we had to create a vessel. Is that where it went?
Yep.
Okay. What is a vessel? Good idea, or good question. What is a vessel? What do you think, Kate? Do you know what a vessel is?
Almost like a container.
Yep,
right?
it's a container. It holds something. All right. So we had to create a vessel. That's a 6 millimeter. You were after 4. Oh yeah, that's a 6. Yes. So we had to create a vessel and a holder. All right. And that was our beginning project. It was kind of a jump start project. So this is my can and my little holder that I made for it.
Whoa!
You like that?
That's awesome.
So, and that's my can. I lined it in copper, made it look all pretty. I used copper tape up here around the edge. And then I had these little brads from scrapbooking stuff.
Mommy,
And then my holder was nothing more than just a little piece of copper pipe
look how good
that I soldered on.
'Cause you know
Of course it
Mom
has swirls. How could it not have swirls? So, aw, Kimber, thank you. She says, I'm so sorry to hear that we had problems. Just wanted to let you know I've enjoyed the shows. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. We've enjoyed doing them. It was sad when we had our little run-in with the trolls. There we go. I think that's...
Look at this,
I don't remember how this goes now. But anyway, so that was kind of our jumpstart project, and it was just a can, a tin can, and it was amazing to see what people came up with. I mean, and we had a pretty quick turnaround on this. Is it closed?
No.
Nice.
Not really, but
No?
it looks
I think that looks
but
closed.
It's not.
Well, to my bad eyes, they look pretty good.
It still has like a little
A little bit.
opening.
Okay, we'll keep
Imagine
working.
how long she had to eat soup for.
Well, it's not too difficult, I'm sure, because I'm sure she
She
just
might have just gave some away too.
could have done. Yep, could have done. So anyway,
Or she might have.
thank you, Kasim. You know, I love that little vessel. And that was actually kind of a lead in to the next project. So our next project was, again, we had to create a vessel and a holder. But this time we had to completely raise it. So she gave us a 4-inch copper square, or a sheet of copper, 4-inch square. It was 14 gauge. We had to forge it down to 18 gauge, so we had to stretch it, okay, until it turned into, I want to say it was like a 6-inch piece of metal, and it was a circle. So from that 4-inch square, I had to cut a 4-inch circle, and then I had to stretch it to a 6-inch circle, and then I had to raise a vessel from it. Here's your marble.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So this was my cup. So we had to basically design the outside of our cup. We had to do kind of like a silhouette of the cup. And then we had to use just hammers and stakes. This is what gave me tendinitis right here.
What's tendinitis?
Tendinitis is when you have, there's a tendon in here and it gets inflamed. A tendon is something that connects your bones to your muscles and makes them work together.
The paper airplane.
I don't have a paper airplane.
Not the paper airplane, the copper airplane.
My copper
Ooh,
airplane?
is
Oh,
this
it's
a
back there too.
candle?
It is a candle. So anyway, so that other vessel was the lead in. And then this right here, making this was my little holder. So my cup fits in here just like this. Okay, so that's my holder. This right here was when I decided I needed to do a big girl torch. I needed a bigger torch because I was holding 3 micro torches trying to solder on one of these little branches. And it was like, I think it's time. I think it's time for a bigger torch.
What about the copper airplane?
Well, the copper airplane was just me fooling around and playing around with fold forming. And that's what it turned into. So I just made the little back, I just stuck the back up, and now it's a little sculpture piece in my studio. So, but yeah, so let's see, Alice, you said these challenging exercises are so exciting, especially when you have no ideas. Yeah, and then you come up with something wonderful. Exactly.
Oh.
So thank you guys. I mean, it was a lot of fun, and it was fun especially for me because at that point in time, art was very new to me. All right, I had just gotten out of my career of teaching programming and web development. Hang on just one second, Sweet Pea. I had just gotten out of that career and I had never done anything with the arts. So to be able to have that come out of me, I was like, Oh, wow. That's kind of cool. And that was like the first time that I realized you can actually learn art. It's not just a talent. Some people have a talent for it, and that means it comes easier to them. Not necessarily that they don't have to work for it. It just is that it comes a little easier. I've had to work for every stinking bit of mine, but it was the first time, like I said, that I figured out you can learn to have a talent.
Excuse me.
Yes.
So, should I, I was thinking that I would solder them onto that, but now I'm thinking of it, should I have put it on here?
What do you mean?
Like, have these attached to this?
Like as a Minnie Mouse ear or what? What are you thinking?
No,
Oh, you mean locked in as a chain? No. No.
but then I was thinking that would never work.
Right, because if you interlink them like a chain,
So
they
is
won't lay
Is it
flat.
possible that I could, solder them on like that?
Yes, that's how you want to solder those. And then, and then you can take your tube setting and place it on the inside there. That's right.
Should I just put the pink one in here right now, but not attach it to there? Because then the stone will break when you go to heat.
Right, yeah, you want to set the heat up very last, right? Good.
Just go use the welder and go get this done.
You cannot use the welder. You have to solder this.
Can I use the welder
So-
all but one and show you how to do it with the one?
No, not right now.
Can I put it in the tube right now?
Okay, right now.
No.
You said not right now. It's been passed now.
Oh, for crying out loud, get your butt back over here. So anyway, so one of the things that you need to do next, Kate, is what?
Can
Now,
I put this
Use
tube
folder.
in?
if this were me, let's come back to this. So if this were me, but you're not me, okay? If this were me,
Take a photo.
I would, okay, take a photo. Yeah, you should take a photo, process photo, for sure.
Photo.
Here's the phone. So anyway, just one second, Kiari. So anyway, what I would actually go through and I would solder it all together all at one time. But your skill is not necessarily right there yet, right? And so Kate's got her process photo.
Can they see while I'm taking it?
Well, kind of. They don't really see what you're taking. That's okay. Come on.
Yeah.
You're a goober.
There you go.
Anyway, so what I want you to do, Kate,
There we go.
I think that you should solder together
Please saw it, Kate.
the 3 big ones with your tube setting. And then I think you ought to solder these 5 pieces together. So the 2 jump rings to your 3 tube settings.
Can I tell them
Okay,
something?
so I would do that, and then we'll come back and we actually, tell you what, solder this little line together. And what I would do too, yeah, you have it right there. So we're off screen, sorry guys. So take that seam and make sure it touches one of those tube settings, right? Mm-hmm. Here, we'll work on a little cleaner space.
My honey.
So you would take this and you want to just make sure that that seam touches one of your joins or one of your tube settings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because then that will, no, just one second, sweetheart. Thank you. You just need to be patient. So I would solder that together. Then I would have this part up here and I would solder these 3 together, just like that. And then once this is soldered together, then I would bring back in these additional rings here, put those back into place, and then you would line up this line one, right? Does that make sense? So you're gonna have at least 3 solder phases, okay? And again, make sure your seam touches the tube setting
Nom, nom, nom.
on each of these,
Nom, 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 nom.
okay? So you would solder this group together and you would solder this group together, okay? Then you'll come back and you'll put everything else together and finish soldering it. Does that make more sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's what I would do there. What, baby?
So I was wondering, or
Let's see. Okay, you were wondering what part?
so is this the right way that you would have, not put it in, but
Right, is
I
your tube
already
setting
had-
sitting up the right way?
is it?
Yes.
Is it the right way?
Yes,
And
and
then
how?
you
What tells you that it's the right way up? Do you remember?
Because it's not fat like this.
Right, on the bottom side of our tube settings, it's thicker than on the top, right?
Okay, so
Why is it thicker on the bottom and not on the top?
I don't know.
Because the bottom
So is this
or the
the
top,
right way?
let's see. Yes, but we're not setting a tube right now, right? You don't do that until after it's all soldered and cleaned up. Correct?
Well, no, I wasn't gonna put it on right. Oh.
Okay.
I know what you mean.
Okay, now you know what I mean.
I get it because you
Okay,
have
good.
to solder this.
Yes, we have to solder that
Can I
together
solder
first.
these?
And then what you're going to do is you're also going to solder your tube. Are you putting your tube right here in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not on the camera, but ow.
I know, sorry.
poked.
You poked yourself.
So see, there's like a little shadow, and then you can see some light coming.
Yep, so your ring is not quite closed enough.
Yeah, I know, but is it like I can't get it closed farther?
I know, they're kind of hard to close, aren't they?
Yes.
So you have to just kind of keep working a little bit. Glenda likes yours, Kate. She says it looks really good. So let me show you guys really quickly. Flip that over to the bottom camera for me, please. Let me show you guys really quickly what Kiari has decided to do. So here we go. So Kiari is going to keep hers pretty simple. So we have the 3 jump rings and we have a tube setting. So Kiari, what I want you to notice on yours, right now we've got
Now they
these.
know what it is.
Well, I think that's
I
okay.
wanted to wait to show them until I was done.
I'm sorry.
Well, you can't
But we
do
have
that
to because we're showing them the process, right? So you want to take that seam, okay, on this jump ring, and you want to put that right up against your
black
tube
in
setting. I know, but not for very long. Okay, and you want to do the same thing with all of your seams. Like you want to have your seam here in this case, we're going to have it touching the other jump ring. Why do we do that? Do you know?
So it doesn't fall apart.
Yeah, well, and not only that, but then all we have to do is we would put one piece of solder right here, and not only does it solder your 2 rings together, but then it solders the ring closed, right?
Boop.
I know, we haven't finished your ring yet.
We
haven't
haven't?
finished that. No, it's not done yet.
Well, why didn't we finish it?
Well, because we still have to clean it. Yeah, we still have to clean it up, so see how
Why don't
there's...
we show them how to do that?
Because we're working on our next project. There's Kate, or Kiari's little, cute little ring. So we still have a little bit of work to do on that.
I
We'll
like
do it later.
the hearts being pink.
Yeah, the hearts. Okay, well, you can leave the hearts pink. That's not a problem.
Yay!
Okay, so
I still need to go in with my second coat for that.
okay, so now that you guys both have your designs, because we're not going to have any more time. It's already almost 2:30. Well, I guess we still got 20 minutes. Yeah, I don't think we have
Until
enough
an
time to get
hour.
everything. Yeah, we don't have time to get everything soldered together today. So we'll do that tomorrow. So now that you have your design decided on, okay, and it wasn't too bad, was it? I mean, we had some fun. Kate, don't be a bum. So anyway, very simple process. We just started off with some materials. This is totally not what these kits were made for, right? These kits were made for something entirely different.
Playing!
What?
Playing!
What?
That's made for playing with.
Oh, they were made for playing with? Actually, there was a project that went with these kits. But anyway,
Who
so...
kids? Me?
No, these kits, not
Oh,
kids.
kids. I heard kids, and I'm like, I was made for playing.
Anyway,
And having love.
so... The kits were made for something entirely different, and look at what you guys have come up with. And you both started off with the same thing, and look at the ideas that you both have come up with. Kind of crazy, huh?
La, la, la,
So,
la, la.
now that your rings are closed, Kate, what is the next step?
Oh, great. Now I want to make a lollipop.
solder. You can't just go right to solder. There's things
of
that have to be
it.
done right before you solder. What is it? It's part of the soldering process. Kiari, if you were going to go get this soldered together, what do you need to do next?
I need to close the rings thingies all the way.
Okay, so we need to close our rings down just a little bit. Here, I'll close this one because it's an easy one to do.
Yay! Add to like videos.
Okay, thank you. So what needs to happen next before you solder? Okay, so let's say we're ready to solder, all right? Because you guys obviously aren't getting this right now. So,
What?
is that, those are your crystals that you're
What
gonna
were
use?
you talking about?
Put them in here so that we can move this stuff out of the way.
Do.
So, you are now ready to, let's go ahead and start. We've got 10 more minutes anyway, so we can probably get some of this done. We need to put this away, right? Put all of those things back here in this baggie, please.
All my crystals that I'm using.
No, you're only using one crystal. Where's your pink crystal? Where is it?
Buried.
Okay, so put everything but your pink crystal away. Put it all back in that baggie. Okay.
The pink green.
Oh my goodness, you guys. So last night I watched the video from 2 days ago. and because I'll just kind of every now and then watch the videos that we do, the live ones, just to kind of see how things looked. And I speed it up. And oh my goodness, I totally see what y'all are saying now with how I work between the two kids and the cameras and everything. And it was really funny because Kiara kept trying to pick stuff up over here and I would take it away from her and put it somewhere else. And then she'd reach across from me again and I'd take it and put it somewhere else. And then Kate would move off screen, so I would pull Kate over. And then Kiara would move off screen, so I'd pull Kiari over. You guys make teaching difficult. So, all right, so Kate, Kiari, let's move this out of the way. Okay, I'm gonna move our soldering station in here, so move. I need you to move your stuff, please. I don't have enough room there.
The stuff.
That stuff. Okay, so here's our soldering setup, right?
I need to close the rings before we solder, right?
Well, the one ring is closed, and I think your other two are close enough.
No,
Yes.
they're not. None of them are closed.
Yeah, the big one is.
Big one?
Yeah, the big one is. I closed it. Okay,
I still see a
so
bigger
Kate,
one.
what's your next step?
Good enough.
And this is why I had you guys do these on the boards, so you don't even have to move your rings or anything like that. What's your next step, dude?
Take out that board, put it on my.
Okay, put your board up here,
Aw,
right?
that's what I was saying.
I know. I'm gonna have Kate do hers real fast because she has more steps than you do.
Okay.
Okay, so Kate, come do what you need to do.
Won't mine be faster?
What?
Won't mine be faster though?
I don't know. You know what? I think I just went through. Did you switch over the camera, Kate?
Yep.
Oh, thank goodness. I was like, did I seriously go through that whole section and we were on the wrong camera? It's a good thing I have a helper sometimes.
Also, you would have completely forgotten to switch the camera if I hadn't done it.
Oh, I wouldn't have forgotten. I was getting ready to, so. And then I just didn't have to because you did it for me. So, all right, yep, we're gonna take this and we're gonna flux up the rings. Now, here's another thing that you,
That's why I thought you had us put these on the boards.
yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So, Kate, use tweezers if you need. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna flux these. Then what do you do?
Then.
Then? You don't know, do you?
Yes.
What?
You go push really quickly with the torch.
Nope, because all she has on there is
Oh,
flux.
wait, you put solder on.
That's right, you need to have your solder, right?
Else it won't go together.
That's correct. Now, do you know how I would do the solder?
No. Yes.
Yeah? How would I do the solder?
No, she doesn't.
No. Yes. No.
Glenda, so Glenda says, I adopted your practice of having your soldering set up on a tray. In my little studio, it has been a lifesaver for space, and now I do it for everything. You know, this one was kind of what is that, an invention of necessity? Or not really an invention, but that's why I started doing it, because here on my filming station, you know, I do so much here. I forge, I do the soldering, I do wire working, everything. And so I needed to have some way of easily picking things up and moving them around. So I'm glad that it helped you. But yeah, I like having it where everything is just on one little tray. I can pick it up and move it out of my way. It does, it's a space saver for sure.
Now we need to fix it all.
What's that?
Now we need to fix it all.
Yep, okay, and look, I think you have a really good space right here. So maybe lay it out right there. Kiari, calm down, please.
I'm bored.
I know you are.
What can I do?
You could go take my water bottle up and go get some ice in it.
I was gonna do some homework.
Okay, you can do that too, after you get me some ice.
Then she'll be done, probably.
Maybe. Well, are you done for today, Kiari?
Yes.
Yeah, you're done for today?
No, I don't know. I'm just tired.
You had a little too much flux on there.
I just want to sleep.
All right, go take a nap then. Because you're being kind of a bum today.
I think that's because I want sweet.
Oh yeah?
That usually happens when I want.
All right, and one more jump ring. Good. And you're putting the seams closer to the stuff there. Good. Okay, so now when it comes time to putting down your solder, scoot over for me, please, because I can't get in here.
Can I put it the way I want it?
Get it all kind of lined up. Do you want it all in a straight line, or do you want it to kind of be a little bit wavy? Wavy's kind of cool. That's looking pretty good. Okay, so when you do,
The end is just tilted off.
you want the end tilted a bit?
I don't like that.
You don't like it?
Because it just kind of looks like the end is tilted off. I don't know.
Well, okay, so then what if you were to take this one and bring this guy over here, take that one there, and then this one comes on like that?
That
So-
looks worse.
It looks worse? Okay.
I don't know.
Well, then just put it so it's all straight.
I don't like that though.
You don't like it straight? Well, you don't like it crooked, you don't like it straight. I think you're kind of stuck. Yeah?
Yes, I'll just chip the end.
Hang on, this ring is not sitting where it should. How do you want it?
Just chip the end like I had it.
Like that? Like that?
No, that one rings out. Yeah, like that.
Like that? Okay. Oh, you have to delete it or decline it. We don't need no stinking phone calls. Okay, so when I do my solder on this, yeah, it's not touching. So what I do is I would come in here and just lay it down right there on top of that ring, and then I would kind of nudge it over so that it touches both the ring and that tube setting. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's kind of what you want to do there. I'm going to zoom these guys in just a little bit so we can kind of see a little bit better what we're doing. There we go. So yeah, and then because you want to have that solder touching both items that you are going to solder together. So here's another thing you can do, Kate. You can take, here, you can get this wet a little bit. Oh, somebody, that was not me. Somebody did this. Look at that. Somebody touched hot metal with the tip of that paintbrush.
Yep.
Well, that's no good now, darn it.
Tip of what paintbrush?
With my little one.
Which little one?
This little one.
How?
No, thankfully. Because somebody touched some hot metal with it. But anyway, because you can apply it with a paintbrush, and sometimes that makes it a little easier to place your solder. So what I'll do is let me grab this other paintbrush.
Who has done that? I love this paintbrush.
Do you love that one?
Yes.
Have you burnt it?
No.
Because you burnt it? That's why you love it? It is a little one, huh?
Who would burn it?
I don't know.
Was it
Did
fun?
you touch some hot metal with it? Here,
But
Kate.
now I never touched hot metal with a
I don't know.
paintbrush.
So here's another thing you can do.
I would never do that.
Okay,
I know not to do that.
here's another thing you can do, Kate. Here's your flux, right? Your liquid flux. You get your brush wet, and now you pick up your solder with your brush, like this. And then, do you have it on which side? Then what you can do is you can put it into place, just like so. See? So why don't you try that? Go ahead and put your flux up here, or put a couple solder pieces up here, and then try it this way. This is how Alan Revere likes to do it. He always got mad at me when I used my tweezers. There you go. There you go. Yep, and then you just ever so gently, yeah, and just move the table around if you need to a little bit. Good. See, and sometimes it's a little easier when you've got tight spots like this. And so what you do is you find a paintbrush with almost the smallest tip that you can find, and that's what works well.
It used to be good for doll face-ups.
Yes, it would be good for doll face-ups. You are correct. Yep, there you go.
Done. Bye,
Why don't you get your paintbrush wet just a little bit more?
guys.
So when you, no, don't, honey, don't wipe it all off. You want to just wipe off just a little bit.
You wiped it off.
No, I had a great big drop that I was getting rid of. There you go.
Bye, everybody. Have a happy unicorn day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
I don't think you're on the screen, dude, but they heard you.
What?
I don't think you're going to get that one.
Do you need to
Okay. So Kasim, yeah, there seem to be tweezer people or brush people. I'm definitely, it's down there. It's gone. I definitely am a tweezer person, and it would drive Alan crazy when I was studying with him. He was like, no, you don't do it with tweezers. It's not accurate enough and you'll bump everything. And in some cases, it's so true. So there are definitely times where I like to come in with my paintbrush, and I'll go that route with it, for sure. There you go. And so like in this case, it makes more sense to use the paintbrush for this particular setting.
Not right here.
What's that?
Not right here. You can't get it right there.
You can, you just have to.
No, 'cause there's too much flux.
Oh, well then get your, okay. So she has a piece of flux that's really, really big here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna come in here and get that flux wet. I know, I'm sorry, but that's what you have to do. You've gotta get this flux wet so that it kind of calms down a bit, because that's your problem. There. So sorry that it moved. But look, all you have to do is push it back up against it. Right? Do you want the paintbrush? Sometimes getting your stinking solder on the piece takes more effort than actually doing the rest of it. Here. Oh, the joys. Ah, the joys of working with solder. So for those of you who didn't just see that, she just knocked the second piece off the board. Ah, darling.
I don't like today.
Ah, it'll be okay.
Can
You can go to Taekwondo and kick some butt. How's
I
that?
don't want to go to Taekwondo.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Here's your torch.
bed.
All right, here's your torch. So now on this one, you're gonna have to be really careful because these are very small pieces. Yep, put safety down, there you go. Very small pieces, get your pick. Yeah, don't burn yourself. Okay, so just come in gently.
I have to wait a minute.
What, your pick is?
Yeah.
There's other picks. All right. Just very gently, yep, and so it dries that flux. Good, nice, Kate. So notice, you guys, her torch, she's putting her torch out here, but it's going to heat up your pieces anyway. And so by putting your torch out here, we allow that flux to dry, and then we can work in closer. So there's your first one, good. And then we'll move it along. Now be careful, move your torch out here. There you go, and then just kind of come in and hit it. There you go. Yeah, so you work your torch up here, and then every now and then you come down a little bit. Right? Okay, and then you can cross over to here even. So we're working in both spots. Okay, but we want to keep it kind of close. Back here, you're not heating it up as much as you are down here. There you go. Okay, that one went. Good, good. And I think they all went. Nice. Lovely, Kate. That was really good. Okay, but look, we're stuck. Oh no! So when we're stuck on the board like this, you want to just kind of heat things up just a little bit. Oh, that's okay. That just meant that he wasn't soldered on there. So that's okay. So what do we have to do now? Look, because we have not quenched this yet, we can actually take these two items and put them together and do it again. But what we're going to do first is I'm going to add a little bit more flux. Where's,
Right. like that.
I need a paintbrush. Actually, here, we'll do this one. It's already been ruined. So we'll just add a little bit more flux right here. So if I had quenched this, we would not be able to do this.
It probably got ruined by someone doing this.
Probably. And just a little bit more here. Okay, is that in the position where you want it?
Right there.
Okay, all right, so like I said, because we've not quenched it, now if there's a lot of fire scale here or a lot of oxidation, this may or may not work, but we'll see. So go ahead and heat that up. Okay, so what I would do here, yep, keep your torch like right here. Okay, and we're just gonna watch. I don't know, it might. Come up here a little bit too, because what we want to do is we want to kind of hit this ring, and we want to be careful. So there's our solder flowing. I think our solder's not in the right place, because I'm seeing the solder up there but not down here at the tube setting. So hold on. Okay, let's do this really fast. Move the torch so you don't burn me, please. Thank you. We're going to take a piece of solder. I'm just going to place it right next to where we want this join to be. Right there. Now, get your torch going again. Okay, good. Yep, that's good. So I like the fact that you've got your torch here, but it bounces your heat up. Come up just a smidge. There you go. And there it went. Okay.
I can't get it off.
There we go. Nice. So see how sometimes you can salvage that even though the solder had already flowed. Okay. Will you go ahead and switch us? Yes. All right. So now we look at the bottom of this to see that we actually have secure connections. Everything looks really good. Nothing is melted. We don't have any reticulation. So that was really good torch work, Kate. So that will go in the pickle, and then tomorrow we can pick up where we have left off. So tomorrow you'll just need to solder the rest of your flour. Right? So that was really good, Kate. Nice job. So hopefully you guys can see, you don't, just because something didn't solder quite right the first time, doesn't mean that you have to go take it to the pickle and start all over again. In this case, we still had some flux, and I did add a little bit more. I wasn't too worried about that fire scale or the oxidation yet, because there wasn't really a lot. There was some for sure, but not too much that I was concerned about that. So that's why we were able to just add a little bit more flux, add that extra piece of solder, and still flow that, right? So, all right. So we are gonna call it a day. Look at that, 1 hour. Nice timing. What's that?
Long time.
It is a long time, but now we got your eye appointment, we got Taekwondo. And for those of you guys who are in my new group on Facebook, it is the Jeweler's Corner. So if you're not in there yet, make sure you go check that out, because every week we do a giveaway, a tool giveaway from Micro Tools. So I pick from any of my stuff at toolcandystore.com, which is Micro Tools. And we are giving away today one of my favorite pairs of shears. So that'll be kind of good. We're going to talk about some cutters. We're going to talk about shears, and it should be kind of fun. That will happen tonight at 6 o'clock, because we have to leave by 7, just before 7. I'll actually be all dressed up and ready to go for Taekwondo. So, but we're going to be live 6 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time on that Facebook group. You have to be a member of the Facebook group to be eligible for that giveaway, but I make it really, really simple. I'll create a post. You just have to enter your answer for whatever the question is that I ask, and that's it. And then I make the drawing. I'll call out the winner tomorrow night. So anyway, that's that. If you guys want more information about my upcoming workshop, do you remember what my website is for that? freeformcuff.com. Yeah, freeformcuff.com. There's already over 600 people on that email list. Yep. So you can learn how to make a really awesome cuff. So, all right, we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.